And you are on.
Hello, Mario Di Matteo here. I know it's been a long time. Last year I showed you our two gardens and you blessed us with such an awesome grant, and I'm going to give you a little tour of what we've done since you visited and then our plans for how we're going to use the funds very soon. So this is our garden. We installed this little library that is in combination with our front yard garden. We're giving out books about agriculture and books for kids. And our whole garden here is all about getting people inspired to grow food. So we are unique in our neighborhood. I'm going to show you, and my special camera lady is my wife who's videotaping me right
Hi.
now. So we're just going to go through the garden a little bit. Here's the passion fruit vine that last year was our first year, and you can walk right up that. Our passion fruit vine produced about 200 passion fruit last year, and we gave about half of those away to our neighborhood.
Here's what we have
To our
left.
friends and family. This lemon tree right here is given us over 150 lemons this year that we've given all of those away. We have many, many lemon trees that we give fruit away to our neighborhood. This little front box was a experiment that we've been taking over the easements. This was all rocks last season. We just cleared this and are starting to plant and regenerate the soil here to eventually plant possibly another fruit tree. But these are sunflowers and amaranth and bee's friend. This is going to be a pollinator garden for our whole garden over here, which is all a pollinator garden too, as you can see. These are daikon radishes that you might remember us planting, and these are now probably a year old, and we put some eyeballs on there to make the kids laugh. And these help regenerate our soil and make this land even better for growing more fruit and more fruit trees and ways to inspire our neighborhood to do similar things. And it's really awesome. So, okay.
On.
Here's our second easement by the mailbox. This was all rocks and horrible clay soil, and we scraped the rocks out and started planting regenerative little crops in here. This is amaranth. These roots are going to go deep and break up the clay, and we're eventually just going to chop the top off that thing, the whole plant, and leave the roots, and that's going to help regenerate the soil for worms and other micro bugs to eat it and make the soil better. And this plant right here is called borage. That's another plant that's very good for regenerating soil. So this eventually will be a fully regenerative, beautiful garden bed, fertile and beautiful with flowers and pollinators, and we'll probably leave this flowers for forever and maybe plant some perennial flowers in there at some point. So this is more of our garden, and this will be the last little piece of our garden. This is a sunflower we grow. We grow tons of sunflowers here. This is Carla's specialty. This one we're leaving to go to seed, and we're gonna collect all these seeds. There's probably gonna be hundreds and hundreds of seeds in there that we can eat or replant and give to neighbors, and we love giving seeds to neighbors. Here's more daikon radishes down here. This is some fennel. Here's so much to look at. Here's our peach tree that is starting to produce fruit. And it is very healthy. We put in about 6 yards of compost from San Pasqual soils, and that's what this rich soil is. And that helps our fruit trees produce the most delicious fruit in the neighborhood. Here's a little sunflower, another pollinator, beautiful flower. So when people walk through our garden, and if you go this way, so you could, so this is what people see every day. They walk by and thank us and ask us questions and want to know more, and they take the fruit that we give away for free, and it's a really cool, inspiring way to get people super pumped on gardening. And then we're gonna go down the street to the house next door that you guys saw, and we're gonna talk about what's going on down there. Okay, now we're next door, and this was all clay soil. We planted these fruit trees. This was part of the grant. These are guava trees that we planted and have been taken care of, and they're being healthy right now. We've put in more compost over here. Together between the two houses, we've put in close to, I think, 12 yards of compost. These are California poppies that are at the end of their cycle. We're going to leave those to go to seed so they pollinate next year. And we're going to go over here, and this is another easement, and you can see kind of a transition. We'll just keep walking and see this transition of what was and what will become. So this was all brick like this right here, and covered in weeds and very annoying and unproductive. And we've started to take out these bricks. We're going to take out a little bit more of these bricks, and we're starting to regenerate this easement. Slow at first. We've just planted some little ground cover to get roots in the soil, because this was really hard packed clay, and we want to have the plants do a lot of the work for us. So this is going to be about a year or more project of planting stuff in here and regenerating the soil and putting more compost, and eventually we'll put a tree in here, probably 2 fruit trees. And this yard, we've been working on this yard for a few years. This was the yard you saw. We are planting for our day of planting trees. This is going to be the main site. We're going to plant 3 more fruit trees in here. We're actually going to get rid of one of the fruit trees that's kind of sickly, and we're going to teach people how to grow fruit trees in this yard and in the backyard, which you'll see in a second. But this is all California native stuff. There's some fig trees up there. And we put a ton of compost in here right before the rain. So it looks a little rugged, but this is going to be very fertile soil for fruit trees to get out to the neighborhood. And this is one of the main sites that we're going to be managing as our neighborhood orchard. So the 2 houses combined are going to be really a showcase of what could be. We're going to go to the backyard, and I'll see you in the backyard. Okay, now we're in the backyard of that other house that we took you to, and as you can see, it's transformed a lot. We took out all of those garden beds, which is kind of sad, but also a celebration, because we moved them over to our new farm in Bonsall and installed them, and that's going to be our main educational site from now on. This is going to be the center of the grant. This and the front yard is where we're going to plant about 8 trees back here and 3 in the front, and those are going to be for the community food donation pot that we're going to be giving out, and we're going to be managing these trees. We decided to do that because it's a lot easier for us to take care of trees than to take care of those garden beds. And the garden beds are going to be better used over at the garden. So this is going to be a very productive site. We're going to design this whole area for our neighbor and install these fruit trees and bring back the chickens and have that more efficient so they're not eating all the vegetables from the garden beds. And we're going to have 1 or 2 garden beds in here. So this is going to be the main site of our garden day. So we're excited to do that. And we're actually going to be doing that in the first week of May. We thought we were going to do it at the end of April, but we've decided to do it at the end of May. So we're going to give you an update on that, or at the beginning of May, sorry. And that's the day where we're going to give out about 30 to 40 fruit trees to our neighbors and plant a bunch of fruit trees and teach people about soil and gardening. And we're going to do that a couple times with the grant money. We've decided to kind of extend it and do 3 smaller events. So we're excited to keep you updated on that. And thank you so much for the new grant. We cannot thank you folks enough for what you're doing. We're going to have you all out to the garden in Bonsall when we have our grand opening, and that's going to be an awesome day. And we're planning to do that probably in the next few months as well, because spring is here and we're going to have a lot of fun gardening classes for spring and summer. So thank you so much again. Mario Di Matteo here. Look forward to seeing you all soon. Much love. Bye.